It's doing what it did before.
Do you got my cell phone number?
I do, but every time we've used your cell phone, it was...
Yeah, but I got a new phone.
Okay.
I got a military-grade phone now.
Oh, wow.
And it's only about a month old. My other one, the battery kind of exploded and pushed the back off, broke the phone.
Oh, wow.
So I've got a new, right at a month and a half old, new cell phone.
Okay, let me call your cell phone, so give me about 1 minute.
Okay, Gary.
Okay.
No problem.
We'll be calling you right back. James.
Yeah.
It's doing it again.
I was just thinking the same thing, and you said it. Yep. Hopefully, maybe with this new phone that you're about to call, maybe it won't do that.
I found, but he has a new phone on his landline, too. He did, get it for doing the show. And then, it's doing some strange thing again. And it's strange. It's like somebody doesn't want him talking.
Either that, or maybe he's got something that's interfering with it electronically.
Or something. Something is going on. I can tell you that. Okay, let's give it a try on a cell phone, and we're going to give this a try. We're getting a hold of Timothy Cullen again.
To an automated voice messaging system.
Well, guess what? That didn't work. Okay, well, we'll give it another second, and we'll, maybe he had to fire up the old phone or something. I just find it so interesting. This is every time that...
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about these drones? I've been reading about that, and he is wrong. One of the drones they showed a picture of was almost the size of a Piper Cub.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there's been a bunch of them. I think in Colorado, there's been some reporting in California and a few other places, too.
Yeah. But these things, again, it's something is going on. And, the law enforcement says...
To an automated voice messaging system.
Guess what? It's not... He has his phone not either on or something is going on.
Yeah, something. It's not accepting your calls.
Yeah. I don't know. Interesting. Here it is. Some
of those cell phones, they're contrary about accepting Skype calls. I do know that. Maybe that's what it is.
That could probably be it there, too, because I'm thinking, well, it's actually saying it's not on. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Okay, well, guess what? It's not. So we're gonna have to go back to his other number here.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a second. So you got something you want to say for about a minute while I punch all this new number in?
Yeah, there was a report in New Mexico, and a couple of hunters, they allegedly spotted a couple of aliens on the ground across the hillside on the ledge. Now, then when they went back the next day to investigate, they saw a UFO leaving that area. That was a report from New Mexico. And, and there was another report from New Jersey Parkway. Several drivers going along with the Parkway.
Okay, Timothy, I tried calling your cell, and it's saying it's turned off.
Well, I thought I had this something, John. Well, you want me to call you?
Okay, well, you get a pen, I'll give you the number, and I can give you the number to call. You ready?
Well, let me get my pen up.
Okay. Okay, the number here is 1-253
253
203
03
6695.
6695.
Yeah, that's 203-6695.
Okay. I got a 1-253 203
6695.
695.
Yep, 6695.
Got it.
Okay. We'll be waiting for your call. Okay. Interesting. So we'll see what happens here when he calls.
Yeah, hopefully it works out this time. Because I know he's got a lot to say, and daggone phones don't want to cooperate.
Yeah, I just find something is interesting because of all the guests, it's only been him and one other guest as repeatedly goes on. Now, I know he had his phone company come out. He purchased a new phone. They couldn't find anything wrong with the lines. And even if he had a problem with his line, they would have found it. But yet, again, I don't know.
It's hard to say. I do know that, I don't know, I would think it would be very plausible if you had an implant that it would cause some kind of maybe interference or some kind of breakup with the communications.
Or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I mean, that's very plausible.
Well, he had the number, and I'd not seen him call.
Strange.
Yeah. Strange. Yes. It's good way to start out the new year, huh?
Yes, it even got getting stranger with the phones, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Well, he's not calling. And I don't know. I'll give it another second. Maybe his cell phone was turned off, and it does take a second to power one up. I can tell you that. They're not the fastest thing in the world.
Yeah, either that or might have to call him back on whatever it was, the landline.
Yeah. I'm going to try again. I mean, this is weird. Okay, I'm going to hang up and try this. Okay, so we're going to try his other number again.
Mm-hmm.
And, this is crazy.
Yeah, it is. There's always something with the phones.
It is.
They're being difficult.
Well, give it a try.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
That's what I'm getting.
So, what about the original number we talked to him on? Was that a landline?
That's a landline. And I guess we're going to have to live with that, I guess, because we're not getting a hold of him on anything else.
No, it can't get through. Unfortunately. The powers that be are fighting against us.
Yeah, or something. I don't want to spend a half an hour doing this,
No.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I even tried calling you back on your cell phone, and it's coming back. And
Well, it got kicked over to airplane mode, and I just dialed you, and you showed up busy.
That's because I called you
So
on
let's
this.
hang up and I'll give you another buzz.
But, right now you're sounding good.
Well, okay.
James,
Then we can hold.
Is he sounding okay with you now?
Yeah, he's sounding really, really good right now, yes.
Good enough then.
Yeah, maybe it's the atmospheric conditions of the ionosphere discharging on something. I don't know.
I kicked on it was in airplane mode and wouldn't let me answer nothing.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know why. But
that
of
does.
course, I hadn't made a call on it all day, so I hadn't been paying attention, so that could have happened.
Yeah, that could have. Now, I'm going to regress you. Going back, because we have a lot of new listeners. A lot of truckers, by the way, that listen to the show. Let's go back to you. You saw that you and your wife were in the car, and you had your encounter with. You saw a UFO. Why don't you, take a couple minutes and explain to everybody, what you were doing and what did you do when you saw the UFO?
Well, it was May 30th of 1978. I was coming back from Denver. I'd been to the doctor for a medical checkup, and the wife and I were coming up Highway 59 north into Yuma, and we were about 12 miles south of Yuma at what they call the Vernon Road, and a large craft kind of came down between two telephone poles and went over the fence and under the telephone lines and across the road in front of the wife and I, and it was, I'd say 100 foot long, 20 foot wide, 10 foot high. And it had a couple of kind of diffused red lights on one side that might have had a yellow or something on the other. but it crossed the road in front of us, and then it's kind of down by us, and then it's back, and I'm trying to slow down in this car I'm in, and get up the road a ways where I can look back between two hills and see the horizon, and they're still there, and then it kind of came up toward the car, and then it backed off on us. So I put the car in reverse and backed up because it was kind of going behind the hill. I backed up far enough where I could get the hill out of the way, and the craft had went out to the west, about 250 yards from us, I'd say, and appeared to have landed, and I put the car in park, and when I put the car in park, two lights came on, one right above the other, and they were real bright. And I sat there with my wife, and I'm looking at these lights and wondering about whatever, realizing that, looking at something that's a non-human intelligence that's here, and we sat there for what I figured to be 4 or 5 minutes, and finally I looked over my wife and said, well, we might as well go to town, because I thought, well, maybe they'll come, but make contact or something, but I couldn't get out of the car because I'd had broken my neck about 6 weeks before that, and had a neck collar on, so I said to her, we might as well go to town, and she was kind of in, and I put the car into drive, and we drove on into Yuma, and to this day, that's what I remember from that first encounter.
Now, when you had that first encounter, Timothy, is it possible that 4 or 5 minutes you were waiting to see what happened, that UFO, that maybe you could have been abducted at that point, and that 4 or 5 minutes could have been an hour or two, and then you were returned? Was anything like that possible?
That's, I think you're getting a pretty good scenario there, Gary. I think that's probably what happened, is we were there for, what I perceived to be 4 or 5 minutes, and my wife too, and then, something more had to happen, because, like I said, 20 years later, I discovered a piece of metal in my body, and this is really the only encounter that I ever had that, the craft would be large enough to facilitate such a endeavor. The other craft I seen was quite a much smaller one. Of course, it was in the same spot. It was about the size of like a spray plane. It was a real tiny. It wasn't very big. It might be like one of these drones that are out here now that they're talking about. And the third close encounter I had with my wife and three daughters was a strobe light object. So, I couldn't tell you the size of my fingernail or the size of a bus, but so the first one has to be the main culprit to putting an implant in my body.
Yeah. Now, how big? How big roughly would you say that first one was?
Oh, it's probably all of 100 foot long and 20 foot wide and 10 foot high. When it's in front of me, it looks kind of like a cigar, but then when I got out and I'm looking at it from the side and got a different perspective to it, then it kind of looked like a kind of inverted pie pan type shit, sloped up, flat on top and bottom, and kind of sloped up. Couldn't really get a real good view, but that was kind of what I thought I was seeing on it, But it was big.
Did you have any?
I'll tell you that.
Did you have any fear when you saw it? Were you scared?
No, I really wasn't.
How about your wife?
I really wasn't. Well, I think she was a little more apprehensible than I was. She was pregnant with my first. But I've had with my experiences with the paranormal most of my life along them lines. I mean, it really didn't throw me off track too much. It was amazing to see that. Along with the other things that have happened to me and premonitions, that there's another